Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea transfer update. Apologies, I'm a little bit late, people, but as always, there is plenty to dive into in regards to Chelsea. As we know, Renato Vega is going to undergo his medical in London next week ahead of his move to Chelsea from FC Basel. We've also got the latest from news yesterday that apparently Chelsea have reignited their interest in Atletico Madrid striker Samu Omorodion. Fabrizio Romano reporting that Chelsea want to bring in one more striker, but it's not guaranteed because it depends on how Nkunku does in pre-season as a striker. We've also got the latest news on whether Chelsea are going to be signing a big name as well. Fabrizio Romano and providing some updates there, as well as Chelsea are reportedly not actively working on signing a new goalkeeper. And the plan at the moment for the club is to work with Robert Sanchez as the first choice goalkeeper. So, yeah, on those things, not the best news, you could add. Not the best news on certain aspects of that one. But, yeah, certainly interesting news nonetheless, in regards to Chelsea. And having thought the Omorodion stuff could have been dead in the water, difficult to do, it appears that, Chelsea are, have reignited their interest. They believe in his profile. They think he's kind of the right fit for the football club. But Atletico Madrid want big money. So it depends, how much do we want Omorodion and what sort of money are Atletico looking for? And also, how far are we prepared to go in terms of getting him potentially, because let's remember, this is a guy that's never even played for Atletico Madrid. So yeah, there are obviously various complications to the deal, and I guess really is how far are Chelsea prepared to go? Does Omorodion actually want to leave Atletico Madrid, and what sort of price are we potentially talking here? But yeah, anyway, let's dive into things. Let's have a look in the chat and then we will get the show on the road. Why do you usually believe that what the press say and journalists say about Chelsea are talking rubbish and don't know what they're saying? Yep, must all be fake news. We haven't the players that they reported were interested in, the players that they said we're going to sign. We actually haven't signed those players. It must be complete fabrication. Why do we look at other unproven striker? Well, probably because I don't want to get an experienced striker. I can't believe Sanchez is going to be number one. Yeah, I hear you. Yes, big up, big up. And how you're doing well, brother. 2 signings through the door for you boys now. It feels like the transfer window is finally up and running. We definitely like giving ourselves a challenge, don't we? Yeah, it appears so. It appears so. Yes, big up, brother. Can't believe Sanchez will be number one. Yeah, well, that's the plan. That's what the reports are suggesting. So, unless he has an absolute disaster in pre-season, then it very much appears that Chelsea won't be in the market for a goalkeeper. Yeah, I absolutely agree on that front. I don't know why we're switching our attention to the African market, especially when they'll be playing the African Cup of Nations during our league season. Yeah, but that's only like sort of a month every couple of years. African has got great football history. We've had a lot of success with African players in the past, your Drogba's, your Mikel's, your SCN's, your Kalous and whatnot. But if you can identify those talents before other European clubs find them, that's what Chelsea are looking to do. Similar to what they've been doing in South America, but obviously try and do it in Africa as well. Let's see how that goes. Yes, morning. Atletico Madrid, you might as well try and get a cheap deal with Brighton. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'd say that Omorodion was more proven than Guiu because at least he's played like a full season of football in La Liga. He was on loan at Deportivo Alaves last season. He come through the ranks at Granada before moving to Atletico Madrid last summer. So, yeah, I'd say he's more proven than Guiu in the sense that he's played more senior football. Is he more talented? Is he better? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to say. We're not getting top 4 if we don't get an experienced striker. I mean, to be honest, we only just missed out on top 4 last season and we didn't have an experienced striker. So I think it does very much depend, people. I think it does very much depend. Those 2 deals are done. We're just waiting for medicals, formalities, documentations to be signed. But barring any last-minute disasters, those deals are both complete. But let's dive into the main news then, that obviously Chelsea have reignited their interest in Samu Omorodion, the Atletico Madrid man. You know, there were links previously a few weeks back, and there were also reports that Chelsea had up to 3 bids rejected. We definitely know there was 1 bid rejected. Chelsea went up to £42.5 million all in. So whether I don't know how much further we're prepared to go, when the last bid went in was. But yeah, reported by Fabrizio Romano, Samu Omorodion remains appreciated and liked by Chelsea. Atletico don't want to sell, but Chelsea is keeping contacts open in case they change their minds. Let's see what happens. I think the only way that they change their minds on this one is if Chelsea give them what they're looking for, or if Omorodion makes it clear that he wishes to leave the football club. So, you know, right now, the fact that he's not even kicked a ball for them would suggest to me that he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to leave unless the lure of the Premier League is too much for him to turn down. So yeah, it is an interesting one. It is an interesting one. Vega coming to Chelsea will mean either Cucurella or Chilwell will leave this summer. You would think so, but it's not certain yet that Vega will go straight into the first team squad. Obviously, he'll be assessed in pre-season, and then we'll see how he does. Big up England's penalty takers. Yeah, absolutely. All superb yesterday, and obviously our boy Cole Palmer kicking proceedings off. I hope this gets rejected again, so Chelsea walks away. Do these clowns consider peaking factor for strikers if it ain't a crazy talent like Haaland? Majority of strikers don't create an impact in early days. Yeah, no, look, he could be. Omorodion could be the answer, but he certainly wouldn't be the answer for a good few years. I guess the thought process is, like, do you want to wait a few years for him to become good when he then probably ends up costing 70, 80, 90, 100 million pounds potentially? No one's forgotten about Kepa. It's just he's got no future at the football club. Simple as that. No one's forgotten about him. He just doesn't have a future at Chelsea. That's the reality. He's got a year left on his contract. So simple as that, as far as I'm concerned. Ivan Toney's no-look penalty. Yeah, mate, the fact that he doesn't even look at the ball is crazy. Man does like a 1 or 2 step run up, stares the keeper down, and just puts the ball into the back of the net. Crazy. So Chelsea still have kept contact open. Atletico Madrid have made it very clear that it'll cost big money and they don't want to lose Omorodion. But, you know, further reports adding that, where are we? That Chelsea's interest in Samu Omorodion is serious. And they held talks with Atletico Madrid this week. He's seen as having the right profile and the right age. Atletico wants a big fee. Let me see if I can find this article. Oh, no, there's no article. That's just basically it there. So, yeah, there we go. So the fact that we obviously haven't given up on this deal. This deal has not been given up on, but big fee. I mean, I just don't see how we can go above what we've already gone above for Omorodion. I just cannot see how we can possibly go above £42.5 million all in for someone who a year ago. How much did he cost a year ago? Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure he cost next to nothing a year ago when they signed him from Barcelona. When they signed him from Granada. Signed him Granada last summer, and he cost 6 million euros. He cost 5 million quid. Omorodion. So he cost 6 million euros, right? So he cost about £5 million. So he cost the same as Mark Guiu did for us. He's not even kicked a ball for them. And the fact they think that his value is increased 8-fold is, I'm not quite sure how they've gotten to that valuation. They're purely basing that valuation on potential. And we know that potential sells for big money because we've done it ourselves and we've seen it countless other times also. But but he costs 5 million quid a year ago. So having scored 8 goals on loan at Deportivo Alaves last season, how is he suddenly worth 40 million quid plus? That's beyond me. I'm not really sure how these teams I don't get how these teams arrive at these valuations. Yeah, of course, they don't want to lose a player. Maybe it's an amount of money that they'd be happy with. But they're purely basing it on potential. I mean, Atletico Madrid haven't even seen this guy kick a ball for them. So I'm a bit confused at the situation there. You know, he's a young kid. He's a Spanish youth international. You know, he's got 2 goals in seven appearances for the Spanish under-21 side. There's obviously potential there. He's clearly a talented boy. But again, you know, we talk about guys that are going to come in and make a difference. We talk about potential needle movers. I know it's obviously very hard to say, and you know, someone could come in that he didn't think would move the needle, and they actually do end up moving it. But I look at Omorodion for big money, and I would say, why would you not spend half of what it costs for Omorodion to just go and get Jonathan David, who is more established, more proven, is a better goal scorer? It doesn't particularly make sense in my view. We've set our stall out. We should have a value that we're not prepared to go above, and the only way that, you know, Omorodion comes is if he forces a move, because Atletico Madrid can have their demands. If we're not prepared to meet them, that's that. And unless the player tries to force a move through, which is always a possibility. But I don't know how likely that is necessarily. How much do Brentford want for Tony? I actually don't know. We should be looking at Ivan Toney. That is absolutely someone that we should be looking at. No doubts about it in my mind. He is a player that 100% should be looked at. 28 years old. You know, it might be an unpopular opinion, but he's exactly what we need. You know, he's got that shithouse in him, a little bit like Diego Costa for that sense. And I do believe that with a year left on his contract, you could get an Ivan Toney for a 50-60 million pounds, and that would suit Chelsea a lot better than splashing 40-45 million pounds on relative unknowns. Ivan Toney's a proven quantity. He's proven he can score 20 goals a season in the Premier League. He's got that experience. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm under no illusions that we're not going to do that, but it would make the most sense. And I do wonder whether Chelsea are potentially considering that. You know, whether they are potentially considering that. I mean, I don't know is the honest answer, but yeah, maybe we will consider it, guys. Maybe we will consider it. But I wouldn't get too carried away. Any updates on Caleb Wiley? Yeah, I think that deal is advancing with Strasbourg. So yeah, that should probably be announced soon. That would be with a view to having a future at Chelsea, but the likelihood is probably not. What we think? You think we should sign a 38-year-old striker whose legs are going as the solution to our problems? A few years back, sure, but definitely not now. What situation left back? Any news on Chilwell, Cucurella? No news on Chilwell and Cucurella. Cucurella obviously definitely suits more what Chelsea are looking to do. No doubt about it. But yeah, I don't know what the market's like. I don't know what offers Chelsea would be prepared to accept for either player. I'd like to think that Chelsea wouldn't sell Cucurella, but of course, you know, if ridiculous money came in, then you would obviously look at doing it. But yeah, right now there's nothing advanced on either one of those players leaving. Yeah, that thunder's mad, by the way. Can you not hear that? Things are getting a bit stormy. I think Gallagher leaves or stays. I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth with this. I think I thought that he could stay, and then Dewsbury Hall signed, and I'm thinking, well, maybe that's like the final nail in the coffin for him. I don't know is the honest answer. It depends what offers come in for Gallagher. It depends if a move suits him. We know that he doesn't want to leave, so it would have to be a very good offer and somewhere that he, you know, that he's happy to go to. So I suspect that maybe I don't know is the honest answer. That is my honest answer. I actually don't know. I would be leaning more towards him staying, just because I don't think he wants to leave. I'm just not sure any club will be prepared to meet Chelsea's valuation for him. Tony is Premier League proven. He's done it in the league. Absolutely. No, I don't believe that. I'm not on board with this. You know, they don't want to win stuff vibe. I'm not on that. Absolutely not on that, guys. Almost 100 people locked in already this morning. Pick yourselves up. Make sure you are smashing that like button. We're only on 31 likes, guys. That's poor. With almost 100 in the building. Keep smashing that like button, people. We need to get this up over 50 likes as quickly as possible. The minimum target is always the 100 likes, as you know. And guys, we are just 13 subscribers away from 10.4K. Let's get to that today. 13 subscribers is not much to ask for. 96 in the building. Smash that subscribe button, join the journey, become part of the community, and get me on my way. And get me to 10.4K, guys. Just 13 remaining. So please do that. Smash the like, subscribe, all that good stuff, people. And guys, I expect one of you in the chat to let me know when we have hit that 10.4K, because it's not if, it's when. So we're going to hit that today. 13 new subscribers required. Guys in the chat, when we've chalked those subscribers off, you let me know. Sanchez #1 is a joke. He can't kick straight. Problem this would be Tony's last major contract, and CFC would not make a profit on him. Yeah, I hear that. There's obviously no resale value of Ivan Toney, but I think, you know, three years of Ivan Toney leading the line for us. Trust me, we're winning trophies for sure. You know, I'm that confident that Ivan Toney is one of those players that makes a huge difference for Chelsea. Knows the league inside out, proven in the league, experience, leadership, good penalty taker as well. Scores all types of goals, good in the air, good with his feet, good hold-up play. Offers a different profile to Jackson, and someone that Jackson can absolutely learn from. So look, it would make the most sense. We know that he'd be available, but yeah, I just don't think, unfortunately, Chelsea are looking to go down this route, and Ivan Toney does not fit into the route which Chelsea are looking to go down, which is a real shame, guys. A real shame. You know, it doesn't fit what we're looking to do at this point in time. So there we go. At this point, let's get John Duran and Somerville and focus on outgoings. Oh, did I not? Brother, unfollow me and refollow me, because I get a lot of notifications on Twitter to just unfollow me and refollow me, so it's at the top. I've been disappointed this transfer window because I feel like we have not improved. Yeah, we were discussing this on the show yesterday. We haven't improved the first team. That is true. But yeah, I'll be interested on Omorodion. I would be interested to see what Chelsea look to do. I'll be interested to see what Chelsea look to do, or whether they decide to go back in. But for me, the only way this is gonna happen is if Atletico Madrid drop their demands, or if Omorodion forces a move and wants out. Those for me are the only two ways that this move happens. And personally, I feel that, you know, it's one of those that we should be leaving. In my opinion, it's one that we should be leaving. Go and look elsewhere. Go and try something else. But yeah, because for me, it's one of them that I don't think personally is worth pursuing, in my opinion. Done that. Ivan Toney and Cole Palmer would be lethal. Yeah, it would be a great link up, guys. It would be a brilliant link up. No doubt about it. Would be a really positive link up. But that's what I'd go for. But it's interesting that Chelsea have kept contacts open in case of a change of scenario. So what that would suggest with Omorodion is that Chelsea have got their valuation, have got their limit that they're prepared to go to, and they've kept the contacts open in case there's a change of heart from Atletico, in case Omorodion, you know, maybe decides to force a move through. And I think that's all you can do. You have your valuation for a player, and if you're not prepared to go above it, you don't go above it, and you explore alternative targets, but you just keep that simmering away in the background just in case there's been a change of plan. But to me, the fact that this has not gone away suggests that, there could be something in this, in my view. There absolutely could be something in this. I'm not saying it's likely or anything like that, but yeah, I prefer. Look, essentially, I'm not saying we've walked away from it, but yeah, we've got it on the back burners, yeah, let's see if there's a change of heart. But we absolutely need to be working on alternative targets, 100%. But that is the latest on Samu Omorodion, guys. That is the latest on Omorodion. In terms of Chelsea's general pursuit for a striker, there was an interesting update from Fabrizio on, obviously, Chelsea want to bring in one more striker, but it's not guaranteed because it will depend on how Nkunku does in the pre-season as a striker under Maresca. They also have Guiu and Nicholas Jackson. So, yeah, and this is what we've been talking about. I know that a lot of people... No, there's no Tony links. It was just a pure discussion. There's no actual links, there's no links at all. It was just purely a discussion based on... just on thoughts and available strikers and who would suit Chelsea best in an ideal scenario. There's been no concrete Tony links. There's been nothing serious linking Tony and Chelsea since January. So yeah, the chances of a move happening are very, very slim, very, very slim. But yeah, this is interesting though, and people have mentioned this on the show in the chat before. And look, I agreed with them to an extent. Look, I didn't want it to be the case, but it does certainly feel like that. Yeah, Chelsea may not sign another striker. If Nkunku does well as a number 9 in the preseason, it's clear that if Maresca goes with the 4-3-3 system that he deployed predominantly at Leicester, then Nkunku is going to more play as a number 9 because there is no number 10 in the system. And the fact we've signed Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, I don't think he's going to play in a number 8 role in Nkunku. He could play down the left, but then you've got Mykhailo Mudryk and obviously Raheem Sterling. Whatever you think of them, you've got 2 options there already. So I suspect Nkunku could play as a striker, but you'd imagine that Jackson would be first choice. So I'm a little bit confused as to where Nkunku fits into this team. If you're 100% locking him in, you would think that he would play down the left-hand side, but that's not really optimal for getting the best out of him. So it is a bit of a confusing one. No doubt about it. It's a confusing one. I don't really know what Chelsea's plan for Nkunku is. Nkunku's obviously central to the plans, but in a 4-3-3, you either play him as a 9 or a left winger. And off the left, he's done a good job at times. I would rather him play as a 9 than off the left, but a 9, then playing in the 9 is still not optimal for him. That's the reality. It's still not optimal for him. So yeah, let's see what happens with him. But I don't know. I just feel like it would be I don't want to say a concern. It feels like it would be a gamble for me. It would be a gamble to go with that because we know that Nkunku's had fitness issues. Guiu's a total unknown quantity, and with Nicholas Jackson, you don't know what you're going to get in the second season. Second season is often a lot more difficult. You see it with, I know it's obviously different comparing clubs to just an individual player, but you often see when players come in, they have a very good debut season and then things are a lot tougher in the second year. Same with some teams. Like some teams will come up from the Championship, smash it first season, and then either go down or really struggle to stay up in the second season. I don't know what to expect from Nicholas Jackson next season. You'd like to think an improvement, a continuation of what he's been doing, but it's an unknown quantity right now. So what you're going with here is a complete unknown in Mark Guiu, a bit more of a known in Jackson, but you're not sure you're going to get from him in a second season, because the second season is always more difficult. Players are more aware of you. Players understand more, how to play against you, possibly. And then you've got the Christopher Nkunku equation, who isn't really a number 9. So I'm one of these where I'm just thinking, yeah, what's the plan here? Do we have an idea of what we want to do? Because yeah, we're not gonna keep getting away with it. So at some point we're gonna come unstuck here. If Osimhen wants Chelsea, let him drop his wage demand, maybe up to 150 or an incentivized contract. Ultimately, like the Osimhen stuff, whilst I still think is very unlikely, isn't completely dead in the water. But we'll find out how badly Osimhen wants a Premier League move, or how badly he wants a move to Chelsea. Because if he's prepared to drop his wage demands, then he can come in. But it depends how much money means to him. It's not like he'd be earning a pittance if he came to Chelsea. Yeah, sure, it would be less or whatever. But if he really wants this move, then take the pay cut, brother, or come onto an incentivized contract instead. But yeah, whilst I would rather go with this option here of Jackson, Guiu, and Nkunku as the 9 options than just signing someone for the sake of it, there's risks in both scenarios. There's risks in both scenarios. He did say that. Look, we've not seen enough of a judgment of him, but at Leipzig he didn't play as a 9. That's the thing. At Leipzig he wasn't playing as a number 9. He doesn't play as a 9 for the national team. So, yeah, I don't know. I also agree, though, we haven't seen enough of him at number 9 to maybe make an accurate analysis. We haven't seen enough of him at 9 to do that. But my worry would be his fitness issues, because last season was just plagued with injuries. We can't afford to have another season like last season when he is plagued with those injury problems. We cannot have that, guys. He needs to stay fit. Problem is, though, like, Chelsea believe in Nicholas Jackson. So are you going to start Nkunku over Jackson in the number 9 role most weeks? I just don't think you are. I just don't think you are. And that in itself is a problem. It absolutely is a problem. It's a big gamble, whatever way you look at it. Whatever way you look at this, guys, it's a gamble on either way. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yeah, you could go for it, but in an ideal world, let's try and get someone in. But if you can't get someone in within the price range, or someone in that is going to suit the style of play and suit the way we're looking to do things, then you're better off going with what you've already got and working on improving that for next season. That's what you're better off doing. And it's going to be interesting to see what Chelsea do. But I don't, unless they're certain, I don't expect Chelsea to sign a striker before pre-season, because I suspect they want to see Nkunku in the 9 role. I think they want to see what Guiu's about, and then after that, they will make a decision. They will make a decision on it after that. So, yeah, that's that for me. I think they'll be in conversations and they'll have things, and they'll have like sort of things simmering away in the background. But I don't expect any concrete move for any centre forwards to occur until after pre-season. But then after pre-season, the season's pretty much starting. And then, if you decide you do need to bring a new one in, they've not had a pre-season at the club under the new manager. So there's all these different variables that you have to weigh up here. But for me personally, I'm yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what we should do. I'm really kind of unsure about what we should do, guys. What are you lot saying in the chat? White Osimhen's had come to Chelsea for small salary, no Champions League, no trophy. It's not a small salary, by the way. It's not like he's gonna. He would be earning. I think Chelsea would probably pay Osimhen 150 grand a week. That's not exactly small money. And yeah, he'd obviously also get what do you call it? He'd also obviously get, incentivized bonuses and whatnot. Salary would increase if we get back into the Champions League, winning trophies and all that sort of thing. So it would be a smaller base salary with the obviously the option to increase it. But yeah, it's a tough one to guess, and it's a tough one to really know what to go with, guys. It really is. People, 51 likes, 108 in the building. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds, guys, and we should really be on more than 51 likes. So make sure you are liking the stream, guys. Make sure you are doing that. There's plenty of you in it. Keep smashing the like button. Get out to 100 likes. Guys, no new subscribers yet this stream. We're still 13 away from 10.4K. Keep smashing the thumbs up button. Keep subscribing if you're new around here. It would be greatly appreciated. And let's get to these 10.4K subscribers today if we can. But yeah, that's the latest on the striker situation, is that Chelsea want to bring one in, but it's not a guarantee. And obviously, Maresca's going to look at Nkunku in the 9, and he's going to assess Mark Guiu as well. And then I think a decision will be taken from there. And ultimately, I think that probably is the right thing to do. That probably is the sensible thing to do in my opinion. I think that would be the sensible thing to do. But let's move away from that. And obviously in the show yesterday, guys, we were discussing about whether Chelsea were actually going to sign big players. And Fabrizio Romano has been talking about that on one of his streams, either on playback or on YouTube, whatever, on Chelsea signing a big name. Chelsea are clear this window. No crazy salaries. They want to keep the balance. The only way for these players to happen, is if they are willing to drop their salaries. And then he also adds here that Chelsea like players like Osimhen and Nico Williams, but the only way for these players, this is actually a better description. Let me stop sharing that one. And let me bring this one into play. Let's have a quick look here. Where is it? So Fabrizio was asked the question, will Chelsea sign a big name this summer? Chelsea like players like Osimhen and Nico Williams, but the only way for these players to happen is if they are willing to drop their salaries. Chelsea are clear this window. No crazy salaries. They want to keep the balance. So, yeah, in other words, Chelsea aren't going to sign any big players unless they drop their wage demands, which is a possibility, but they'd have to really, really want to join the club, not just for financial reasons. So they would need to drop their wage demands to join the football club. And some players would do that, but I get the feeling the likes of your Osimhen's and maybe your Nico Williams's and players like that would not be prepared to drop their wage demands. Yes, big up, brother. Appreciate the support. Thank you for continuing to tune in. It is greatly appreciated. As always, greatly appreciated. So yeah, that's what Chelsea are looking to do. If top players are prepared to drop their wage demands, then Chelsea are happy to do business. If they're not, then the Blues will obviously explore younger targets who don't command as big a wages. And that is as simple as that, basically. So whether we agree or disagree, then this is the route that the club are looking to go down. And we maybe have to accept that there isn't going to be any big name signings coming to Chelsea because big players want big wages, and we simply aren't prepared to do that. right now at this point in time. I don't think the wage structure would change, but I think players' salaries would increase, sure. But I don't know if it would go outside the structure still. Those are the big questions that we're wrestling here. You know, is the wage structure strict? Are they prepared to break it for certain players if they've got a good enough track record behind them and they're going to make a big difference? Is this just whilst we're not in the Champions League, or is this a sort of a sustainable thing moving forwards? You know, so I'm just a little bit unsure, guys. You know, whether I'm not saying we're never going to sign a top player again. That would be a ridiculous thing to say. But there are legitimate concerns. You know, that we are very much neglecting top players potentially in their prime years unless they're prepared to drop their salaries, and we're not really in a position to ask top players to do that, given we've not been in the Champions League for 2 years and we're playing Conference League football next season. You know, we'd all like to think we'll be back in the Champions League next season, but we've actually got no idea. You know, we don't know when we're going to be back in the Champions League. That's the big thing for us at the moment. We just don't know. We are doomed with the owners. I wouldn't say we're doomed with the owners, but it's a little bit concerning. Give me the top young players all day. Been burnt too much in recent years. I'm not saying you know we should just go and splash money recklessly on big names, but there is a balance to be struck here, and we aren't striking that balance right now. We have gone way down that end of the spectrum, and we need to be sort of like this on the spectrum. We have to get top 4 season and win the Conference League. Absolutely. I don't want to say it's Moneyball, but it's certainly got a feeling to it that it could be like that. Although I don't want to say for certain it is. I definitely don't want to say for certain it is. But yeah, it's certainly not. What is that? Certainly not optimal, guys. 122 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Only 55 likes though. People, keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds, and it really, really helps me out. It boosts the content in the algorithm, gets more eyes on the channel, and we need to be on 100 likes as quickly as possible. There's plenty of you in here, guys. You lot know what to do. So keep smashing that like button. I'm not asking for any money. Just hit the likes and get this on the road to 100 likes, guys. That would be greatly appreciated. And of course, keep subscribing to the channel if you are new round here. Still 13 subscribers required to hit the 10.4K. Come on, guys. Let's get there. Yes, big up, brother. Hope you had a good time away. Big yourself up. What, for 2 more years and you'll be crying with those kids? Is that me? You know, winning Conference League gets Europa. Yeah, it absolutely does. Which is why, you know, you don't know what's going to happen in the league, which is exactly why we need to be winning the Conference League. Chiesa reportedly available for around 20 million. He is. Although I'm not sure if that's sort of a profile that Chelsea are looking for. But for someone, it's certainly potentially a bargain available. You'd say it was relatively risk-free given the cost of it. I mean, I don't know what Chiesa's wages are, but there is a good deal to be had there for someone. If Chelsea don't get top 4 or win any major trophies this season, surely wage strategy season after must change. Yeah, but there's going to be more and more. The longer you're out of the Champions League, the more and more difficult it becomes to attract the top players. That's the simple reality. The more and more the more and more difficult it is to keep them. That's the simple reality here. What about Mateta from Palace for a striker? Look, he done well back end of last season, but let's be honest, you know, Mateta's not exactly, you know, going to be a striker that gets you winning trophies. You know, no disrespect to the lad, but that's not where we should be shopping. Yes, brother. I want to see a team with great mentality and mindset. I'm fine we don't win anything, but we need to see progress. We absolutely do need to see progress, but the next step in the progress is to start winning stuff. You know, that's the next step of the progress as far as I'm concerned, is to is to start winning things. That's next up for us. That is what we need to do. Do you know that teams from Europa will be joining? No, they don't. No, it's revamped. No teams from the Europa League now drop into the Conference League. That's not happening anymore. So yeah, that it's revamped now, the structure. So the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League are all different now. No teams from Europa are dropping into the Conference League. Why are they focusing on signing kids? That is the answer. That is a question I don't know the answer to. You know, they want to build a young, hungry team. You know, that's what they're looking to do, and they hope that, you know, the kids that have been here a season or two are going to now become the more experienced players, and they're going to develop the experience like that. But yeah, I guess this sums it up here, that we're happy to do a deal, but it's got to be on our terms. We're not prepared to push the boat out and go for your terms. That's the reality that we are faced with on this one. We're not prepared to do a deal on anyone else's terms. Simple as that, guys. We're not prepared to do it, are we? We're not prepared to do it. So yeah, that's something that needs to change. That's something we need to get on top of. Yeah, we're gonna see how it goes, people. We are gonna see how it goes. But that would be a concern moving forward, that we aren't prepared to go for the top players unless they meet our demands. Simple as that. No, Dybala's not a free agent. He's not. I think he's still got at least a year left on his Roma deal. He's definitely not a free agent. More chances of United winning Europa than bro, are you mad? You think there's more chance of United winning the Europa League than Chelsea winning the Conference League? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. It could be. You know, we've got 41 players in the squad again. We need to start selling / loaning. Yeah, we've got a lot of players that, you know, we need to sell. There's a lot of players that need to be moved on. There's a lot of players that will be loaned out, sold, etc. So whilst the squad size might seem ridiculous right now, a lot of players will be on their way out. A number of players will be on their way out. That Yilmaz from Turkey would be a good signing. You know, you've got to be careful just signing players based on like a tournament or based on like 1 or 2 games you've seen them. No, you'd think not. I mean, I've said this throughout the tournament. You know, we've not played good football. We've been poor, but somehow we're finding a way to win, and we've got players that can pull something out of nowhere in a moment when you need it most. You know, can you have that level of luck for a whole tournament? I don't know, but it appears, you know, no one's played well in the Euros other than Spain. Okay, you could say Germany to an extent as well, they're out now. But other than Spain, no one's impressed. Austria had a good group stage. The Swiss were decent, in fairness. They weren't bad. But generally speaking, no one, only really Spain have played well. England have not played well once, in my opinion. France have been dreadful as well. The Dutch haven't exactly been pulling up any trees. So you've got a situation where 3 of the 4 teams in the semi-finals have barely played any decent football in the tournament at all, and yet they find themselves in the last 4. So yeah, it is an interesting one, isn't it? Kane's done nothing. No, he hasn't done anything. He really hasn't. You know, I almost feel like with Kane at the moment, he's clearly not fit. Where England are in a bit of a Ronaldo Portugal type situation with Kane. It's almost like have to play him because it's, you know, the headlines that will come and the scrutiny that will come with not playing him perhaps isn't worth it. So there we go. There we go. There we go. But yeah, it's a. There is no third place in Champions League anymore. The whole thing's been restructured. There's no group stage. It's like a league table now. I know wage structure is good for control. However, we won't be getting the best players. Even young players might bounce. Yeah, and this is the problem, though. You sign these players on the long-term contracts, right? They believe in the project. But the longer we go on not being in the Champions League, then, the bigger the reality comes of these players wanting to move on. That's the issue that we have at the moment. That is the issue we have at the moment. So that's kind of where we're at with this one, is that Chelsea won't sign any big players unless they drop their wage demands to fall in line with what the club are looking to do. And I don't think you're going to have many top players given our scenario that are going to be prepared to compromise and meet us halfway or whatever. I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. Yeah, it's just not happening for me. It's just not happening for me. But let's move on to the goalkeeping stuff then, and the news that according to Fabrizio, that Chelsea are working with Sanchez as priority for goalkeeper, and they are currently not actively working on a new goalkeeper. I think we obviously know that, we're more than happy with Petrovic. That's not an issue whether he's 1 or 2. The issue comes with Robert Sanchez, who after an initial impressive start over his first few games, really flattered to deceive, mistakes in him, not confident, poor with the ball at his feet. People thinking that he's not up to the task, and rightly so in certain instances, for sure, rightly so. But yeah, I would be concerned at this potential news. I would caveat it though, guys, with the fact that he could do well in pre-season. And then we go from there and we see. He could absolutely do well, and then we see what happens from there. But yeah, I just think they just want to check what's going on basically with Sanchez. Now, everyone deserves a fresh start under a new manager. Let's see how he adapts, and he could end up proving a lot of people wrong. But I am certainly not confident right now, as things stand, with Robert Sanchez being Chelsea's first choice goalkeeper next season. Yeah, but Kepa's not playing any part for Chelsea. He won't play for the football club again. He's got a year left on his contract. He's not part of the plans, and he'll be gone this summer. Whether we agree to cancel the last year of his deal, sell him on the cheap somewhere, just get his wages off the books. But Kepa, doesn't even come into consideration with this conversation. I think Chelsea will want to make it work with their current investments, if they can. And so you would then obviously give it a go in pre-season and assess. That's what you do. You assess in a pre-season, you see how he adapts to the style of play. Do you like what you see? And then you take a decision from there. Whether we agree with that or not, that is what they're going to do. And what I would say is that every player deserves a chance under a new manager. And there is a chance, that Sanchez could prove the majority of the Chelsea fan base wrong. He could prove the majority of the Chelsea fan base wrong. But on current evidence, you would have to suggest that the chances of Sanchez proving the majority of the fan base wrong is slim at this point in time. Guys, we're still 30 likes away from the 100 likes. Keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. But guys, we've got to get these likes up. 108 in the building. And not even 70 likes yet. We've got to get these likes up, guys. Come on, people. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's free. It takes seconds. So make sure you do that, and we get it going right now, people, because it is crucial. Absolutely crucial, guys. Keep doing your thing, people. There's 30 people in there that have got to press that like button. It takes seconds. Come on, guys. When Petrovic was joining and started to play, he gradually improved on the ball. With a strict manager, he would improve even better. Sanchez is always a doubt, no lie. Yeah, of course. We'd all love to get Diogo Costa. Of course we would. But, you know, as Fabrizio's reported, Chelsea are not actively in the market for a new goalkeeper right now. And that's... yeah. That's where we're at. You know, I just it's gamble either way. It's gamble either way. I have faith in what the owners are doing, brother. I wish I could share that faith, but I haven't got enough evidence to share that faith. If I'm being totally honest, I haven't got enough evidence to share that faith that you are feeling right now. I mean, look, in a few years' time, we could look back on this and think, oh yeah, they knew what they were doing all along, you know, or we were concerned for no reason, you know. But right now, I'm not seeing enough evidence to suggest that we are capable of that what Chelsea are doing right now is going to work out. That's the reality. Petrovic's class, didn't make one error. I mean, there's a couple of goals that went in his near post that perhaps he could have done better with. But in terms of like actual errors, I agree. I wasn't really sensing any errors from Petrovic on that front. Yes. Big up to my guy Fred. Yeah, guys, come on. You know, are we making inroads? Are we making inroads? 18 to go. Come on, guys. 103 in the building still. I don't know why people watch and don't hit the like button. What are you playing at, guys? So yeah, come on. Let's keep this moving. It should easily be able to knock off these last 25 likes. Come on, guys. I'm making any inroads into the subscribers. We're making a little bit of inroads. 10 more to go, people. 10 more subscribers to 10.4K. Come on, guys. You know, it's Sunday morning. Do your thing, people. Do your thing. But yeah, it looks like Chelsea are going with Sanchez. My concern, well, you know what my concerns are. Everyone knows the concerns on it. So we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see how that works out for us. Wait and see how that works out for us. But I wouldn't be confident that Sanchez can turn this round. If you look at how the Leicester goalkeeper played last season, you know, I don't believe that Sanchez has got that in him. You know, obviously when he was at Brighton with Graham Potter, he was one of the best. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. But things have certainly regressed since then. Things have absolutely regressed since then. So whether he can get back to that Brighton form and do what Maresca wants from him, then yeah, I just don't have the faith in Sanchez because I've not seen the evidence in a Chelsea shirt to suggest that he can perform in the way that the club are looking for him to perform in. So we are gonna wait and see. We are definitely going to wait and see, but I don't know. Yeah, guys, if you don't hit the like, you're secretly Spurs. Fair. Fair. Guys, we're making progress now. We're making progress. 15 to go. Come on. Keep doing it, people. 15 to go. Petrovic concedes more goals. Sanchez is an okay. I don't know if Petrovic does concede more goals. I'm not really sure what the basis of that argument is that Petrovic concedes more goals. No, look, because the evidence is that, you know, we've been shit in the first team for 2 years now. We spent a lot of money. That's why I've got my doubts, and I don't particularly have faith, because the evidence so far is suggesting what we're doing at the moment isn't working. You know, that of course in time could absolutely change. No, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that at all. Yes. Well, I can tell you that definitely isn't going to happen. It definitely isn't going to happen. I'd be surprised if he even played. Sanchez is a goalie full of unnecessary errors. For him to be number one, it's going to be a very long, nervous season. I hear you, but as I say, guys, you know, every player deserves a chance. New manager, new opportunities, and all that. Let's just see. That's all I can say, guys. That's all I can say. Let's just see what he does. There's admittedly a small chance, but there's a chance that he could impress us. There's a chance he could impress us. You know, we don't know for certain, but yeah, look, I would prefer Chelsea to sign a goalkeeper, but I can understand from the club's perspective that, look, we've already signed 2 goalkeepers last summer. What you'd be saying is that, look, we've made a mistake with what we've done, and we need to go and sign a 3rd goalkeeper in 2 windows to in an attempt to sort it out. That's not ideal. Wouldn't reflect well on us. But I think, you know, you've got to be big enough to accept sometimes that you do make mistakes in the transfer market. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Show us what you can do in pre-season. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Look, I suspect, right, that we will hear from Maresca tomorrow. By all accounts, the in-house interview with Chelsea's in-house media has already been recorded. I think that the club are just waiting to release it. So I would imagine, guys, that we will get news on the Maresca. I think we'll hear from Maresca on tomorrow, because that's when pre-season training officially starts. Those who haven't been on international duty will start pre-season training tomorrow. And then I would imagine we hear from Maresca tomorrow. That would be my thoughts. But yeah, it certainly does seem like quite a while since we've heard from Maresca. You know, it certainly seems like a while. Guys, 10 more likes. Come on, keep smashing that like button. 10 to go now. Within touching distance on the likes. So keep it moving, people. Keep it moving. What are you not saying? What's happened to Selena? He's been out on loan. He was on loan at a Belgian side last season. I suspect he'll remain out on loan for another couple of seasons. He's very much a long-term future prospect rather than sort of challenging for the first team in the next couple of years. How much did you say Sanchez is worth? He's not worth any more than we paid for him. So he probably is around 20 million quid, I would say. Around that. Sanchez gives everyone PTSD, always on the ball. Yeah, can't lie, it is stressful when he has the ball at his feet. You know, he seems to either wait too long to release it, makes the wrong decision, gives it away. Yeah, it is very, very stressful viewing when Sanchez is in goal, particularly last season. But new season, new opportunities, guys. It could be different. It could certainly be different. We will wait and see. I don't think we've got more dead wood than Man United. I think that's a little bit unfair. I don't believe that to be the case at all. I definitely don't believe that to be the case. But yeah, new season, new opportunities, and that, guys. Everyone deserves. It's a fresh slate, in my opinion, when a new manager comes in a new season. Yes, players need to perform. What problem was this? What problem was this, brother? Let me know. Let me know what that issue was. But let's see what other news there is to go through on the show, guys. Guys, any questions in the chat? Please do let me know. Please do let me know. Let's have a look. Any questions? Hope we don't get any injuries over pre-season. Want everyone fully fit. Yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing. That is going to be the biggest thing. Is what's our fitness going to be like next season? Are we still going to have these injury problems that have plagued us for the last 3 seasons? That is something that's something we cannot continue with. Absolutely cannot continue with that. We need guys, for sure. We cannot continue with that. My own prediction is Maresca will try to win the FA Cup. We end up top 6, and he will try to win the Conference League. Yeah, look, Conference League has got to be the one that we go for. Has to be the one that's prioritised. No doubt about it. Conference League must be prioritised. That's the trophy we need to win. Of course, we want to be winning FA Cup, Carabao Cups, etc. But for me personally, I think the Conference League represents the best chance of a trophy for us. The best chance. But guys, we're 6 likes away now. 6 likes away from 100. Come on, people. 112 in the building. 6 likes to go. And then we have reached the 100 likes mark. So come on, guys. Keep smashing that thumbs up button. And people, we're 10 subscribers away from the 10.4K. Come on, guys. There must be 10 people in there that haven't subscribed to the channel. So smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Get this to 100 likes. 2 to go. 120 in the building. Come on, guys. What players have we got left on international duty? Euros and Copper. We've got obviously Cucurella and Cole Palmer. I think those are the only one. Cucurella, Palmer, and Gallagher. I think those are the only 3 left in the competition. We had Moises Caicedo and Kendry Pires at the Copa America. They're gone. Obviously, Enzo's still there. I think it's just 3 players left on international duty. Yeah, I think it's just 3. He cannot try to win the competition. He has to. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I honestly believe that a Conference League is a non-negotiable. It is a non-negotiable, the Conference League. We must win the Conference League next season. It's not even a debate to be had. We've not seen last year's planned team due to injuries. I also agree. I also agree with that to an extent as well. We haven't seen Chelsea's ideal best team. Because of the injuries we've had. We haven't seen the team that Chelsea want to play. We haven't seen that. So yeah, that is also a fair point. But injuries are part and parcel of football. But we cannot have a situation where our injuries are going through the roof like they have been for the last couple of seasons, because ultimately those injuries last season cost us top 4, as did a number of things. But those injuries played a big part in Chelsea not getting top 4 and not getting Champions League football. And that is a problem. Absolutely, that is a problem. That is a huge problem, people. They have their Bozo Gene Bro, but their shot stopping is top. Yeah, fair. Conference long. When do we play first round of the Conference League? Next month. Start of next month is the Conference League, guys. Start of next month is the Conference League. So that's where we're at. Start of next month is the Conference League. So yeah, there we go. But there's like a qualifying round because all the European competitions have been revamped. Nice. Would be good to start the season with a... Oh, yeah, it would be. Let's see. If we don't win the Conference League, it would be so embarrassing with the teams in it. Yeah, it would. And this is why I said at the time, Conference League, we can't really win because it's almost lose-lose. Because we don't win, it's a total embarrassment. And if we do win, we don't really get any credit for it because everyone expects you to win it. So the Conference League is not really is a lose-lose for us. What happens to the plan if we're mid-table again next season? That is a very good question, and one which I don't know the answer to. We just can't afford for that to happen. We just cannot afford to allow that to happen. If we don't win dominantly every game in the Conference League, I'll be disappointed. I don't even care about dominating. Just win the games. Just win the trophy. But yeah, against the level of opposition that you would expect to come up against in the Conference League, we should be delivering the goods. We should absolutely be delivering the goods. Look, the Conference League, it is what it is. It's not where we want to be, but we need it for the extra games and to give players a chance to show what they can do. Conference should be used for rotation. Oh yeah, it'll absolutely be used for rotation, especially the group stage games. Whenever we've played Europa League, we've won the trophy. Hopefully, same applies with the Conference League. I hope so as well. I would agree with that. I would agree. Yeah, absolutely. You can let the likes of your Mudriks play in the Conference League. Your Giyus if he hangs about. Your Tossins. These kind of guys. Your Chukwuemekas if they stay. These are the level of player. These are the guys that should be playing in the Conference League to get their minutes up, to build their confidence and all that. Absolutely agree on that front, guys. Absolutely agree. What else are we looking at? Yeah, look, I think we will go B team at the Conference League, no, for sure. But yeah, God knows who we're going to play in the Conference League. God knows who we're going to play in the Conference League qualifying round. It could literally be anyone. Could literally be anyone. Yeah. No idea. Absolutely no idea. But there we go. It's beyond me how everyone downplays the injuries last season when we were... we were... Look, I don't think people are downplaying it. I mean, obviously, it wasn't downplayed within Chelsea, but yeah, sure. It was certainly seemed like it wasn't getting the cover and the recognition it deserved from outside. All just random speculation. Yeah. They can play Shell. I mean, I don't know who we can play. The majority of the teams in the Conference League will absolutely be teams that we've not heard of before. That will absolutely be the case. It'll be guys we've not heard of before. Are you going to go to Europe away days? I hope so. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. I would absolutely love to go on some European away days. God, that's over a year away still. Look, I'd love to win it, but yeah, I mean, I've not really looked into the formatting details of it, etc. But yeah, would love to win it. Would absolutely love to win the club, the newly formatted Club World Cup. But it's a bit of a joke that it's at the end of the season, not long before the new season starts. Not really understanding why they've obviously done it for money purposes. But yeah, it's obviously not ideal. Hope Washington and Dujra and Richards get their chance. I don't know how far down we'd be prepared to go in terms of rotation and players getting an opportunity in the Conference League. I'm not sure how far we would be prepared to go. Betis, Fiorentina, and Lens are the three most notable teams in it. Yeah, I think you normally get one or two Turkish sides in it as well. I think Besiktas were in it last season. But yeah, generally speaking, the caliber of team isn't great. With the greatest of respect to these sides, you know, they're not teams that we should be having a problem against. People really not teams that we should be having a problem against. So we will wait and see. But yeah, what else is going on, people? What else is going on at the moment? Guys, get your questions in as well, by the way. Keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. All that good stuff as well. We are 9 subscribers away from 10.4K. Come on, people. Should be light work, light work with 120 in the building. And keep smashing that like button as well. We're on 111 likes. Let's get this up to 120 likes. Come on, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. For first round of Conference League, would you go strong or depends who it is? But again, I think it'll just be it's going to be before the season starts. I think the first round. I'm pretty sure that the Conference League ones are the ones that the qualifiers, I think, are before the season starts. So yeah. Jamie Man United put that, yeah. Most of them are Wi-Fi password team. Yeah. No, brother, I hear it. They unfortunately, the greatest of respect to those guys, that is what they are. It is kind of a Wi-Fi password sort of teams. So yeah, that is the truth. But you know, you got to give these teams respect. You know, they're there on merit, and yeah, you just see what happens, guys. You just see what happens at the end of the day. But yeah, they're going to be crap teams. But you know, you can't take them lightly, and you know, it makes it even worse if we do potentially come unstuck against them. You know, you like that's the one thing you can't do is come unstuck against these kind of teams. We do. We have to play a playoff game to get into the newly revamped like league format of how it's going to work. So yeah, no, we do have to play. We do have to play Conference League. We have to play a playoff round, which is mad. We will have to play a playoff round. So yeah, there we go. That is what we need to be doing. Is playoff round in the Conference League. Never thought I'd be saying that. Didn't think I'd be saying that as a Chelsea fan, but that's the position that we find ourselves in, and we just deal with it the best we can. We've got a good pre-season schedule. You know, we're playing Celtic, Club America, Real Madrid, Man City, Wrexham, and then we've got Inter Milan, obviously at Stamford Bridge as well as an additional game. So in terms of level of opposition, you know, we couldn't really be asking for, you know, much better to prepare us for that opening game against Man City. You know, we couldn't be asking for much more. We really couldn't, guys. So you know, that's where we are That's where we're at. Why is Chelsea not giving Datcher Fofana a chance? I think look, Chelsea not giving Datcher Fofana a chance because I don't think they think he's good enough. Ultimately, is probably the main reason. And do I think stockpiling? Yeah, I think Chelsea are stockpiling to a degree. And I think that, some players' careers and their development will be harmed as a result of coming to Chelsea, being stockpiled, being loaned out all over the gaff and, having their development, potentially held back. I absolutely believe that is the case. No doubt about it. Looking forward to Conference League vlogs next season. I don't know how exciting they're going to be, but yeah, certainly get myself down to a few Conference League games, and the match day vlogs will be back, and there'll be all sorts going on. All sorts going on. Let's see if there's any. Let's have a look if there's any other news to come in. A lot of the signings are seen as potentially profitable. Yeah, every player we're signing at the moment, give or take a couple, are looked at as having resale value. That's part of the model. They want to sign players that they can then sell on for a profit down the line. That's the whole premise of the model, guys. That is the whole premise of this model at this point in time. That's what they're looking to do, people. That is exactly what they're looking to do. So people are now realizing what the model is, and that is the model. People are now finally starting to realize that. Guiu and Vega look like 25-year-olds. I don't know if they're ready for the first team. I mean, literally, Vega's not got much experience. He come from the Sporting Lisbon Academy, didn't play for the Sporting first team, and he's played 26 games for Basel. I wouldn't qualify that as being ready for the Chelsea first team. But who knows? Who knows at this point, guys? Who knows? But yeah, guys, any more questions? 6 more likes to 120. Let's make sure that we get there. Let's get to the 120. Let's get to the 120 likes. Would be greatly appreciated. Keep smashing the like button. It's free. Takes seconds. So yeah, make sure you run it up. Make sure you run that up. But yeah. Anyway, questions in the chat. Fire them in, people. Fire them in. Let's do a little Q&A in the chat, sort of last 5-10 minutes or so, people, before I round this one out. Get your questions in the chat. I think Chelsea will finish 7th or 6th next season. I feel like we've not improved the first team. I agree with that. It makes me wonder why people are able to type long messages, but a simple click on like button only. Yeah. It's always the case. It's always the case. It is a bit of a weird one. It is a bit of a weird one. But, each to their own. We honestly didn't need many signings, considering Lavrian and Kunku are basically new signings, also for Fana as well. Yep, I absolutely hear that point of view as well. Who would be your midfield three? Me personally, Enzo sitting deepest, Caicedo and Dewsbury Hall. That for me, I think, is going to be the midfield. Lavia will certainly have a really key role to play as well. We could see a scenario where we see Enzo, Lavia, and Caicedo. I wouldn't be certain that we'll definitely see that on a regular basis because we don't know yet. But I honestly believe that Dewsbury Hall will start for Chelsea, which I know that might surprise a few people, but I genuinely think that he will start. I genuinely think he'll start. You know, that's my thoughts on it. So that would be my midfield three. Enzo sitting deepest, get him on the ball a lot. Caicedo in that box-to-box 8 role, and then Dewsbury Hall, like he did for Leicester last season, playing that attacking number 8 role. That'll be my midfield three. But again, you know, the beauty of it is, guys, we've got so many different options now, which is great for us. Really, really good to see that we have got those different options. And it's exactly what you want. It's exactly what you want. Just having options. You need those options. You really, really need the options. And yeah, we're gonna have those options. Lavia will be new signing. Will we like that? No, brother, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The guy's got immense ability and immense talent. It's not happened for him anywhere. Since he left Benfica, it's just not happened for him. I don't even think he's hit double figures for goals in a season since he left Benfica. This is a guy that has got all the ability in the world, but doesn't seem to be realizing it. And that's a real shame. You know, a real shame. But no, an absolute no for me on Joao Felix. No way am I taking him. Absolutely not. Well, there's a few more questions coming in, people. Guys, 121 likes. Get it to 130 on the likes. Let's keep it moving. Palmer, is he more effective on the right or as a 10? Look, I'd say on the right, but I think as we've seen last season towards the end, Palmer did play a bit more centrally, and he's just as effective in there as well. So right now, I'd probably say the right-hand side. And Palmer said before that Maresca was the first guy to play him on the right-hand side. You know, he moved him from the 10. So yeah, we're gonna see on that one. But I would say probably on the right-hand side, but I think he's more than good enough to play in the 10. What about Nkunku? Where do you think he'll play? I suspect next season Nkunku will play either on the left wing or as a number 9. That's where I see Nkunku playing, left wing or 9. I've realised why fans fight for Gallagher. Once he leaves, everyone has a price on their head. Well, everyone's got a price on their head anyway. You know, that's the reality. You know, not that, you know, certain prices are going to be met or anything, but everyone's got a price on their head. If someone came in and offered £500 million for Cole Palmer in a hypothetical situation, then obviously that's going to get accepted, isn't it? We were linked to Costa last week. There's a buyout of 60. Why have we not put a bid in for him? Because Chelsea aren't prioritising looking for a new goalkeeper right now. That's the reality. And do you know what? Costa's been linked with a move to Chelsea before. He's been linked with a move away from Porto a number of times over the last few years, and nothing's materialised. Nothing's materialised. Doesn't Maresca use 2 10s anyway? So he might play on the right of the 2. He doesn't use 2 10s. He uses 2 number 8s, and then he uses touchline wingers. So last season he had Winks sitting at the base, Ndidi and Dewsbury Hall as the number 8s, and then he had Mavididi and Fatu as the touchline wingers with Vardy down the middle. Are you confident Chelsea can get something against City at Stamford Bridge? Yeah, I am confident that we can get something. You know, I guess it's the best time to play City to a certain extent, just because, you know, there's no form to go off. We will be playing them obviously in pre-season as well. But yeah, there's no form to go off. So why can't we? No one really fancied us to get anything on the first day of the season against Liverpool last season, and we managed to get something. So yeah, why not? Why not would be my question. Why can't we? Exactly my point. Prime Hazard, no fans would have said this. Lampard and Drogba, same story. Yeah, no, I hear it. Don't think Chelsea should be going for a winger, seeing that they still have Sterling on the books, plus Nkunku. Yeah, Chelsea is still looking for a right winger. That is what Fabrizio is reporting, that Chelsea is still looking for a right winger. So let's see after that. Let's see who we go for. Not really been any strong links to any names. You know, we know about the obvious ones like your Somervilles, etc. Players like that, but yeah, you know, we've not been linked. We've not been linked. So yeah, we've not been linked with anyone. I don't think Diego Costa is that good, bro. He's pretty. No, he is good. He is good. I do like him. I do like him. But yeah, that's the that's the reality of the situation, guys. That is the reality of the situation. No, I wouldn't say that. I think Mudryk could have a good season next season under Maresca. I really do. I really do think that, you know, Chelsea Mudryk could have a good season next season. I'm quite confident. I'm quite confident of that. You know, I think his style would really suit Mudryk, the way that Maresca wants to play. If we could get Sterling off the books, I don't know if it's as simple as that, but yeah, we do need to get Sterling's wages off the books. But I think, unfortunately, we are going to be lumbered with Sterling for at least another season, because at the end of the next season, he's then got 2 years left on his deal, and he won't be offered a new one. So then it will be easier to potentially move him on. That's that one. Mudryk just lacks that confidence. You can see it in his face on the pitch. I think, you know, footballers are confidence players, but yeah, Mudryk definitely epitomizes that more than most. He is a confidence player. Costa is also consistent, good shot stopper, good on the ball. Yeah. Look, he ticks a lot of boxes, guys. He does tick a lot of boxes. No one is denying that. He certainly ticks boxes, and you know, I would take him at Chelsea, but I think the money's ridiculous, and it's not going to happen. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't think we know that, or we definitely don't know that. So yeah, no, I don't think we can. I don't think we can say that. I really don't think we can say that. So yeah, let's wait and see on that front. Let's absolutely wait and see on that front. But yeah, let's see if there's any last bits coming in, guys. Any news Chelsea-wise for anything coming in at the moment? I don't think there is. I don't think there is, guys. We do not need a keeper. Why are we trying to revamp a revamped team? Look, I don't think a goalkeeper is a necessity. I agree, but if there's an opportunity to get someone in that's better than what we've got and is going to suit better Maresca's style of play, then yeah, I would absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But I'd much rather address a wide player and a striker than a goalkeeper. Yeah, Manyan would be very good, very good. I'll be honest, brother, I've never heard of him before. Never heard of him. So yeah, I wouldn't really be able to pass judgment on him because yeah, I've just not heard of him before. That's all. Just not heard of him before. But yeah, there we go. But anyway, guys, I am going to round this one out here now. Big up to every single person that has locked in. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Yeah, guys, let's wait and see what the rest of the day's got in store for us. Let's see what news we've got tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Make sure you stay tuned in. I'll be back 5 p.m. tomorrow. 5 p.m. tomorrow UK time, unless there's any major news before then. I'll be back 5 p.m. tomorrow UK time. Make sure you tune in for the show. And let's see what Chelsea news we've got in store for us. Big love for the support, as always, guys. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new round here as well. We are 9 subscribers away from 10.4K. So hit that subscribe button on your way out. Get me to 10.4K. Smash that like button, guys. We're 8 from 140. Let's get those chalks off on the way out. Love for all the support as always. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're getting up to. And I will catch you lot tomorrow, 5 p.m. UK time. Up the Chelsea. Smash the like, subscribe. Peace out.